Alright. We also got another important ability, the Dolphin Kick, which allows me to swim. And that's literally
It's
it.
just you just swim faster. That's all there is to it.
And congratulations, everybody. You get that ability to go all of 3 feet across a chasm, and that's literally all we're using it for, because we're never coming back here again unless I miss the treasure chest.
Seriously?
However, we're just gonna... Literally, yeah. It's just to go through strong currents, which...
I just realized. Are you sure you want to give Goofy all those ethers?
I'm positive he's fucking me while Goofy's already drinking and chugging them
I've
all.
got a man with power!
I'm sorry, Sora. I need my ethers.
Hold on.
No, Donald needs all those ethers. All Goofy needs is some fucking... He needs the elixirs.
I just imagine
Yeah,
it's
he
like,
does need
I'm
those.
out of mana. Then use what? Then use one of the ethers, but I don't wanna. But this is the final fight, but I only have 73
I only
of
have
them.
73. And the way I thought of it is I gave him the ethers because he's not going to use too much magic, so he'll. The idea is that he is my pack mule. So I can hold on to all the elixirs. Anyway, for now, Atlantica finale, which about time we get to have a proper fight and no ship to help spear her through the.
I definitely remember like way back when this game was being advertised. Like this scene in particular, kind of. Let's just say that bosses usually weren't this big up until that point. So.
Can I also say though that one of my favorite things that the commercials never showed off is whenever she's fighting. Oh, also use Dolphin Kick here to avoid getting chomped. I will say one thing that's hilarious about this fight. So her eyes will follow you, but they're not synced.
No.
So her eyes will follow you independently of each other.
Oh. Also, can I just
So
say,
if you see
like,
her start to go cross-eyed,
this attack right
Yeah.
here, just the nature of the attack and the fact that she's completely stationary while she does it, do you think in post you could add in, like, the Kirby vacuuming sound, the...
probably could, but
Oh
otherwise,
yeah, I
as you're
just
seeing
noticed
here,
like her left
yeah,
eye.
her eyes go, no, her eyes, yeah, she goes full on
Oh.
lazy eye,
Oh,
cross-eyed.
jeez.
I don't remember
That
that
was- that-
movie.
That was her using lightning breath, and unfortunately, I had it face right at the camera. Oh, her poor eyes. Where's her eye now? Oh,
Poor
it's in front.
unfortunate eyes.
So
Yeah, no, that is-
twisted, so weird.
Look at her. Oh, get away, get away. Oh, I
But yeah,
forgot
no.
about this
Otherwise,
move.
this boss, from what I remember, is pretty fucking tricky.
Yeah.
It can be. Like, it's definitely, like, you watch your health, because she has attacks that can, like, deal more than half of your HP if you're not careful. It's all about, with these giant fights, oh, jeez, her eyes. With her giant, with any of these giant boss battles, because there's more than one.
No.
With these giant fights, it's all about knowing when to disengage and just back away.
Yeah.
Such as now.
fight.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez, really give you any
my
time
gosh.
Oh, there she goes. Also, just something that I've kind of thought about, like, throughout the whole franchise's existence. You know how when Sora, like, when he gets low on damage, he has, like, a special portrait showing him being almost fatigued? The party
Yeah.
characters never have that themselves.
No, they don't.
They don't. I don't know if they did that in 3 or not, but I will say... Jeez, get close.
I don't think
we're
they
almost
did.
done. Just tank the damage. Heal. Oh, no!
You're gonna get eaten.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
He got you.
she bit you.
Barely.
Oh, you got
Thank
her
you.
in return.
Just
That, and her, wait, her eyes got so cross-eyed, they transcended humanity and started glowing.
Honestly, I just like that end shot, and it looked like she was going all, "Honey, give me a kiss."
come on and lay a fat one on me.
Why is she Irish?
I was too focused on trying to emulate her cadence that I unintentionally gave her an accent.
Oh, Faith and McGaw. Oh, Faith and McGaw.
Saoirse would be proud of you.
I'm sorry.
But-
I just
Well, I
sorry,
don't know.
Logan.
I don't know if she would, Jordan, because I
They-
don't know if she'd think.
They.
Well, my point is that the accent might not be as nice as you think it is.
That's
No,
fair.
What's up, Matt?
I just Logan's like, it sounded so genuine. Why is she Irish?
You got a problem with the Irish?
No.
You gotta look
just-
at the
just-
Irish.
So,
Look at the Irish.
I'm trying
What's
to
up, James?
remember. Was the book that the movie was based on German or Danish?
I think it was
or...
French.
It was
no,
French.
no,
Okay.
No,
It wasn't French?
Scandinavian, if I remember. Hold on.
Scandinavian,
Really?
okay.
Let me
Yeah,
check. Let me
definitely not
check.
Irish. Oh, and as we're seeing here, this is the part where the plot is like, outright, revealing the fact
Danish.
that first off, get a-
Danish.
Danish.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so
And,
I was close enough.
And also with that, we've
There
also
are many
taken
Danish
out
people
another.
that want to kill you now. They know your location
actually-
now. You want to run, James.
And
They know your
Wait,
exact
what?
address.
And I guess we can actually talk about that. Yeah, like we also now took out another member of that evil villains council. Number one, and number two. Yeah, that was basically the plot. Triton telling us, hey, you can use my trident just this once. I now realize that you are here to bring peace, not destruction. And yeah, as we already kind of called earlier, the keyhole is in Ariel's grotto. So let's go do that, don't we?
Because, it is part of her world.
Pretty much. And yeah, again, these worlds are not too long when I cut out some of the refights and general grinding around the place.
I mean,
But,
that's just RPG logic in general. A lot of it is mostly just you grinding up the numbers.
cursed fluff. Anywho, we are also now starting to get to the point where some of the best worlds are now up ahead. Like, they're all like end game content, and I'm very much looking for. This is like my favorite phase of the game when you have a lot of cool abilities, a lot of spells.
I like how
and
you
get
say.
to just get to the nice.
I like how you say endgame content when we're only halfway through these videos.
Which is funny,
Correct.
considering that assuming you're not going for everything in this game, we are pretty much past the halfway point.
No, okay.
Yes.
That's fair.
Because it's because some of those parts are dedicated to bonus stuff, including Winnie the Pooh world.
Yeah.
So many places
Fair,
I
fair.
want to see. I know I'll get there someday.
No.
Wow.
I'll find a way.
Goofy's like, if she starts singing, we run.
You know how much I hate musicals.
There's one thing I don't like.
Well, if you find it, do me a favor and leave me out of it.
Dun, dun.
Fair enough, Sebastian.
Kind of a shame that Square, assuming they really want to, were never given the leeway to make anyone other than, spoiler warnings, a Keyblade wielder. Because I could honestly see Ariel making the most out of that.
Yeah.
Crab Claw.
Yep. I'll hold on to Crab Claw because I'm not very. When it comes to play styles, I don't. Some of these Keyblades will give you a lot of magic at the cost of attack, and I forgot to do this when I was back here. I can use Blizzara on the candles in Traverse Town to put them out for good, which will allow us to finally unlock this treasure chest, which I believe just contains a postcard.
Who even owns this stuff
defense
anyway?
Oh.
I'll take that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's I in terms of my playstyle, I usually just stick to full attack all the time because that's what I can
Hello
rely on
there.
the most.
Hey there, Huey.
So hey Huey, we're gonna go buy some stuff. I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah, you buy all the stuff you need.
There are just some things that don't quite work the best in the Kingdom Hearts format, and the nephews' faces are one of them. Even when you
mentioned-
get right to Kingdom Hearts 3, they were only marginally better.
Before we leave, by the way, I think I
Ooh,
said
Golem
before, but I
Shield.
fucking love the music in Traverse Town, especially the saxophone.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
music
yeah,
is
it's really nice.
music in
It's
Kingdom
nice.
Hearts is generally great, and I do think for the most part, the HD remixes really do add a whole much bigger sense of pizzazz. Oh yeah, this is where Geppetto and Pinocchio are held up now after all that bullshit back in Monstro.
Because
Right.
everything eventually ends up back in Traverse Town.
Which honestly,
Correct.
I don't mind it so much. It kind of reminds me of, you know what it reminds me of, James? You know how in Galaxy 2, the further you progress in that game, all the little residents start hanging out on the Starship Mario?
Yep.
It kind of reminds me of that.
Pretty much.
That
Now, from
reminds
what I
me,
read,
when are we getting to Galaxy 2? I thought Logan was recording that.
he was
Recording
up
live.
until
Oh, yeah, the swamp.
He was, but you obtained Sid. Well, what do you know? But what was I gonna say?
Yeah. You finish your thing, then I'll explain what's happening here.
All right, so about that whole thing, Sealy, is that Logan was going to do Mario Galaxy 2 for us, but we kind of considered a trade. So now
Because-
I'll be taking over.
Oh, okay.
And I'll be taking over for Paper Mario instead.
Oh, okay.
So I will say what's happening here is, Geppetto's shop is pretty, superfluous. All you do there is,
You
if
keep
you
doing
kill a
that,
certain
Logan.
number-
I'm just gonna go ahead and get these earplugs on standby.
okay, because Liquid is ahead of us.
Nice.
The merit, but it's not even October yet.
By the time this video goes up, it may be. But anyway.
Did
But
you
yeah,
stop
no, ladies and
screaming?
gentlemen, But, yeah, no,
I always gasp. You're fine. Anyway.
Can you
Anyway,
believe it's almost
yeah,
May as of right now?
Wasted $5
Yep.
on these.
But in any case, James, you continue the introduction.
Welcome to the one reason why Jordy's here in the first place.
Well, not the
Among
one reason. but-
other reasons.
I will also definitely
Halloween
say,
Town.
yeah, and I will say, out of all of the Disney like Renaissance and classic films, this was one of the ones I was definitely the most surprised they like fully committed to including.
Considering the fact that this technically wasn't a full-on Disney movie, or considered
Yeah, I was
one
about
for
to
the
say,
longest
like Lil Alone, I don't think it was really released during the Renaissance.
No,
time.
no,
No, it
this is
was.
like-
It was.
It was.
Oh,
It was released right. It was released right, like, little year after Aladdin, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Well,
it was
Aladdin was-
released the year I was born.
I was about to say, like, well, Aladdin's a 92 film. I could have sworn that Nightmare Before Christmas
Wait a
was
minute.
96.
No,
No, it was
93.
Oh, it was
93.
93.
So right away in our spooky costumes, we get ready to fight, but that cloud is
They're
making all the
not-
search ghosts not
Your
attack
Logan was
us.
born too, right?
Yeah,
Why aren't they doing anything?
they're not even fighting. They're just standing there, dangling.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I guess we'll just leave them be for now.
Also, I love the idea that for Atlantica, Donald had used his magic. Here, they just kind of went to the closet and say, "Hey, look, costumes."
Well, I'd say there's a little bit of magic because Donald doesn't really have a torso.
Oh, they're part of the show now. And there he be.
It's Bone Daddy.
Mr.
Nice
Chuck
work,
Skellington.
Bone Daddy.
Which they did get his actor.
Yeah, it's the same actor. Like I think him, the boss of this area, and I want to say at least one of the little snots we'll see here have their
So-
same actor from the movie.
Yes.
Didn't he also voice, or not voice, didn't he play Prince Humperdinck in Princess Bride?
Yeah, I was literally
Yes.
just about to make that joke. God damn it.
All right, Jack.
I
That does
cannot
not sound-
hear.
That
I'm
does
so
not
sorry.
sound like Prince Humperdinck when you try to put it together.
Oh no, of course not. But I was just gonna say I cannot unhear anybody. I cannot unhear Chris Sarandon as Jack Skellington. I cannot hear anyone else as Jack Skellington. It's perfect.
Well, to be fair, no one else has voiced him. Like, I think the closest thing to a second actor that he has is when Danny Elfman did his singing voice for the first film.
Yeah.
Right.
True,
and and because I forgot, first off, I'm gonna ring his doorbell 3 times to get an item. Aw, they kept that in.
Aw.
Jack,
Anyway,
you home?
But anyway, the Geppetto shop in Traverse Town, all that is it's a sort of reward for just destroying a lot of Heartless ships in the gummy ship sections. It's like for every couple of thousand you destroy,
Ow.
he'll give you a blueprint that is named after a Final Fantasy like character or enemy, and it's just a template to make cute little like gummy ship designs. But
By the
I
way-
don't really invest much into the gummy ship sections.
I love these designs, by the way.
Oh,
they're
the
great.
costumes, yeah.
And I do love how they, kind of go further with that in the sequel.
Explosion.
Yeah. Hey, Jess.
Yeah.
I honestly love Jess as Dr. Finkelstein. He does a great job.
I'll be back, by the way.
Okay.
Okay. So, it seems like what's happening here is that the Nightmare folks are trying to control Heartless to use for their performances because Lord knows when a spooky monster shows up to town, they see opportunity.
Yeah.
They're
Now
all
we
about
need to add in.
showmanship.
Now we
Yeah.
just need to add an artificial heart.
Yeah, it's just like, Doctor, what you see as a potential threat to the town, I see a glorious marketing opportunity.
Merchandising. But no.
Merchandising.
So, yeah. That's now what we're going to be doing here. And, I mean,
Simple-minded as always, Sora.
oh, come on. If we can control them, we don't have to worry about it anything at all. But, okay, so I will...
Guys, I'd be in total agreement with you, but who screwed my head in like this?
It's all lopsided.
Also, Donald, what happened to your stomach?
Not sure.
I
But
don't
will
think we want to
outright-
know.
But I will outright say, while we're doing all this, okay, it kind of goes without saying, Jordy, your experiences with Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay, who's ready for me to tell the story, kiddies?
Grab some
Fine.
popcorn.
I'm saying
yes,
yes,
tell
tell the story.
All right, so I'm going to be admitting right now, this right here was my first exposure to Nightmare Before Christmas, and when I was younger, I was very scared of it and did not want to watch the movie for a
Scrapes.
long time.
I was the same way with Nightmare Before Christmas in general.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to 2010, wintertime. I watched the movie, gave in, and loved it ever since. And now look at me. I'm a
Yeah.
Jack Skellington fangirl.
Yeah.
It's a really nice bit of like childish, like gothic horror, and but mixed with some dark
Yeah.
comedy.
It's kind of funny because I think, barring a few slight details, because I do remember seeing the first trailer for it like years. Because I do remember seeing the first trailer for it back when it debuted. Like, I remember that first trailer definitely kind of like spooked me a bit, especially the one shot of like, "What did Santa give you for Christmas?" and he holds the shrunken head.
Yes, that scared that scared
Yeah.
the heck out of me.
So it's like
You know,
I didn't.
what traumatized me was the snake eating the
Eating the
Christmas
tree?
Yeah, eating
Oh goodness,
Yeah.
the snake.
Like, there was that, like, after that, like, it wasn't until, like, years later, might have been around the same time as Jordan, I'd have to go back and check, but it wasn't until years later where I actually started watching the movie for myself, and yeah, I really like it. Like, obviously not to the same extent as Jordan, but I still really enjoy it quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really
So-
fun.
Oh, and I guess with that said, Jack Skellington has now joined our crew. He is another red mage kind of character, like Ariel. Uses a lot of intense spells mixed in with his lanky physique. Also, after that experiment, all the Heartless are back to being Heartless.
Yeah.
So, don't matter. James, your thoughts on this whole, like, this was my introduction to Tim Burton's, like, stop motion stuff. First off,
Mine
just
too.
saying that.
I was always low-key familiar with The Nightmare Before Christmas, but again, very low-key. I barely knew anything about it in proper context. Yeah, I wouldn't get my first major exposure to it until, well, I knew, I mean, I did learn first that it was going to be a thing in Kingdom Hearts, which was pretty sweet in and of itself. So I think my first major exposure to A Nightmare Before Christmas, and I know I may have said this in a previous video, was with Oogie's Revenge.
Right, the sort of
not
sequel
Devil May
to the
Cry.
movie.
Right.
The sequel to the movie made by the Devil May Cry makers, and my god, I wish that game had a little more substance to it, that at least enough substance to make the most of that claim, because
Right.
it's kind of a dull brawler otherwise.
Right, they needed more moves and or less battles because the original Devil May Cry game can be.
I mean, I would say it's not the problem that there should be less battles. It's just, again, I think the battle system could have been more than just whipping your soul robber
Whip,
right
whip,
on.
whip. Oh!
Whip all day, night long, babe. All day, whatever. But
Every
you get
day,
my
right.
you get my point. It was
No,
it
also
was kind
me
of
showing off. I
tedious.
like that was me showing off. I like the fuzzy texture they give the. They make it look like they make it look like the shadows are made out of cloth and fabric.
Welcome back.
Okay, welcome back, babe.
Sorry, just
But-
I'm trying to do my financial aid and all that when I go back to
You're fine.
school.
Oh, well,
That's
if it's not like too distracting to ask, since he actually came back at a really perfect time, because we were just asking around him, what is your like experience, if any, with Nightmare Before Christmas, the movie?
Oh, no experience whatsoever. Just one of my favorite animated films of all time. I absolutely love the music and grew up with every single thing that I loved about it. But no experience whatsoever.
Hey, Zero.
No,
His
Hi,
mouth-
Zero.
I love how his mouth like visibly like creaks open like a hinge. Oh, hey,
Like a
Sally.
little puppet.
Something wrong, Jack?
Hey, Sally.
Oh, my
And
mom's
he's
playing
back.
piano in the background. I hope that's not gonna seep in.
It'll be fine. What's up, Matt?
Anyway, I really like The Nightmare Before Christmas.
You mean
It is great. I absolutely love it. One of my favorite.
Gosh, don't set it on
it's one
fire.
of my favorite animated movies.
I have a bad feeling about this.
All right then.
Same here.
Why don't you try something
Also,
else?
Now,
Sally
Jack,
just
don't set that
Sally-
on. Go ahead.
Also, Sally just pulled a Star Wars.
Yeah, and
Kinda,
also, Jack,
yeah.
don't set it on fire. That's the one thing I ask is don't set it on fire.
It's bad enough you set a tree on fire in Whoville. We do not
Oh.
need to go through this again.
Oh darn! But I have a match on me right now.
And no use for it inside.
Like I was going to use it for a campfire, but I'm out of materials for s'mores.
I don't know why it's both funny and it absolutely makes sense to me that Jack would hold up the flower in one hand and Al's like, oh, but I have this lit match in the other. What am I to do? It just holds it up out of nowhere. It's like, how long have you had that?
Oh, dilemmas,
Anywho.
dilemmas, dilemmas.
Anywho,
Speaking of dilemmas,
these
these
brats.
snots.
Ah, these pipsqueaks.
I know Jess voices both of them, I think.
I hear
No, I
it.
think
Shock. I think Locke is the. I think Shock is the same.
It's if whoever voices Sally, if it's Catherine O'Hara still, it is. Then she is still.
Yeah, because I know that was the case for Oogie's Revenge as well.
All right, and then what was that, James?
Tune in next time as they'll likely bring Oogie back into the plot, just like they did out of the blue in the movie.
Woohoo! Take care.
Okay, childhood trauma reliving. Bye-bye.
I guess you must be double dead, or am I? Oh shit.